Right now we're chasing the biggest mud crabs you've ever seen in a place I bet you've never heard of. This is the gateway to adventure. This is the last frontier.
Get pumped. Central Queensland's best is coming at you.
Oh, my heart. God, that's huge.
Up we go. Big Sandy. This little section of coast offers so much.
Oh, it's so good.
It's not every day you get to meet a real life pirate.
So I guess you put your foot on that way.
Oh,
You see what I'm talking
jeez.
about.
What?
That's pretty darn special. This is a wild ride in a place you'd never expect to find it.
This is off-grid, about as off-grid as it gets.
Last time you saw us, we were setting out on the most ambitious off-grid adventure that we've ever attempted. From Australia's greatest sand island on the east coast, all the way across the top end to the most westerly point you can take a four-wheel drive off the coast of Western Australia. After a shakedown of the new rigs on Fraser, we've made it to a much less known but equally stunning destination, Curtis Island. And that's the jumping off point for the next leg of our adventure, as we follow the coast up through Byfield National Park and on to the secret mud crabbing paradise that is Stanage.
Let's go.
Big couple of days coming up, folks. Really big. Got to get off the island first, but get pumped.
Mate, we are chomping at the bit. Let's go.
With just a few campsites to choose from and a limited ferry service, Curtis is one of those places that takes a bit of planning to pull off. But the reward has been an incredible few days on a thoroughly underrated stretch of coast. Part of the message, with off-grid is to try and look off-grid. Don't just follow the tourist routes, don't just go where the Instagrammers are going and where the maps are telling you to go. Get away from all that and try the places that are a little bit, how you going? Maybe it wasn't going to be as good as you thought, or maybe you'll just strike absolute gold like we did right there. For now though, we're going to get on the ferry, keep punching north. After a few stops on the way back, we arrive at Gladstone, and it's not long until we're back on the gravel and chasing back roads to our next destination. Rightio, we are back on the mainland heading north. To put some context to that, we have just crossed over the Tropic of Capricorn, putting us, roughly speaking, in the Rockhampton area. We haven't been up this way for quite some time. Last time I was up here, I remember having an absolute ball and being surprised at just how much there is to see and do in this part of the world. A part of the world where, unless you're from here, I guess, like I've been saying, you just barrel past on your way north to greener pastures. When realistically, this part of the world offers everything that you could possibly want. Speaking of which, we've got a date. We've got to be somewhere. Righto, you two. It's time to look snappy. It's time to hide your smiles. I got a bit of a surprise for you.
Okay, it's a crocodile farm. Are you trying to get rid of us or something, mate?
Just like their cousins, the pigs. They eat everything, teeth included. Look on your left as you come in. Oh, what?
Oh my God.
Kurana Crocodile Farm has been run by my good mate Adam and his family since 1981, sustainably harvesting a source of one of the most durable leathers on the planet, saltwater crocodile skin. Today, Adam is taking us behind the scenes to check out these wild, prehistoric creatures.
I can see a couple eyes over there. How many is in this one enclosure?
There are 6 females and 1 very happy boy.
Found in waterways and coastal areas across the north of Australia, salties have incredible hunting instincts and can detect things like human footsteps from huge distances.
Whoa.
What makes these guys so deadly is their ability to remain hidden even in shallow water.
Fat Bill is in this pen. He is 4.6 metres. He's 650 odd kilo, okay? And he's sitting right in front of you.
Oh, what?
You can't see him, can you?
No.
Let's see if he is down there though, hey? Ready?
Oh my God. Oh, my heart just stopped.
So a good lesson to learn from here is don't ever try and look for the crocodile, look for the signs of crocodiles. Now what I mean by that, like when you go to your campsite, have a look along the right hand bank over here, you've got this beautiful green grassy area, little bare patch to the left, they're crocodile slides. Okay, so that's where the crocs have entered and exited the water on a daily basis. That's what you should be looking for at your campsites.
Oh my God, it's huge.
Well, you can tell who didn't get out of bed on the right side this morning. These two jumped, I didn't.
Come on, buddy, help you.
Croc attacks are fortunately pretty rare in Australia, but on occasion, Kurana is contracted to remove troublesome crocs and relocate them down here to the farm.
Oh my God, that's huge.
Hey, Wardy.
Oh,
That's cool.
That's a jaw pop. Okay,
Sounds like me in the morning.
come on, right up.
Now, Adam's been working with crocs since he was a kid and knows a heck of a lot about these incredible creatures, which can grow to as large as 6 metres and, get this, a tonne in weight.
So what's making that sound?
That's the compression of air inside of his mouth under all the jaw pressure.
Wow.
Okay, they bite down at 3, 4, 5,000 psi. Humans bite down at 90 to 140. There's no reason to have sharp teeth when you've got that much pressure. You can push a Coke can through a brick wall with that much pressure.
That's a head only a mother could love.
Yeah.
That's what my mum said to me. Honestly though, that's one of those things in life that you got to pinch yourself. To be that close to something like that, this doesn't happen in the wild. Well, it does happen in the wild, but generally only once. Very cool. We've lucked out today because a fresh batch of crocs have just hatched this morning. Look at you little fat boy. Look at him.
No wonder he couldn't get out of the egg.
Yeah, he's got junk in the trunk.
Looking at these cute little critters, it's hard to believe that a salty can grow up to 26,000 times its birth weight. There's two things in this shot you're seeing right now that are super cute. Both of them are lizard-like. This little guy here, this is a bit of a rare thing to be able to hold a little baby croc like this. Give him about a week though, and apparently, very different creature. How cool is that? Oh, he's going to sleep. See, I've got a natural way with women and crocs. Put them both to sleep. That's pretty sick. Look at that little guy. Kurana offers a pretty unique chance to get up close and personal with these magnificent creatures, with guided tours available daily. Importantly for us, Adam has also hooked us up with some croc meat for tonight's dinner. And with that in mind, it's time to move on to our next destination.
That was insane.
That was so cool.
Got to hold an apex predator in one hand. How good.
Over the next few days, we're going to be exploring the Byfield region, an area chock full of opportunities for four-wheel driving, camping and exploring. After a bit of a wake-up call on what can be lurking in the waters up this way, the best way to shake off the jitters is, you guessed it, a swim. And for that, we're checking out a cracking little spot called Stony Creek. Last time I was here, this place was infested with turtles. So I have come prepared with the Turtle Spotters 5000. Stick those suckers on and they'll think I'm a frog. I'll be able to get in close and grab him. Now, you all know that I do not like cold water. Hate it. Should never have been invented. But I have made a pact that this year, on off-grid, if there is a place to swim and these two swim, I will swim. Turtles! Oh, it's so good! I'm filling up and drowning. Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, it's really nice. Oh. Drama queen over there.
Oh, it's a bath. This is what the turtles see.
Stony Creek is a popular local spot for both four-wheel drivers and caravanners, with the creek on your doorstep and Byfield National Park close by. Now look, while it's possible to camp by the creek, for tonight, I want to show the guys a spot that's even more special. A locals-only camp east of Rocky. Now, you're going to have to do your research on where to find this one, but trust me, it's worth the effort. Camped here about 10 years ago, and I remember thinking to myself at that time, I have to come back to this particular camp because it is champagne camping.
It's just so green and lush. It is wonderful.
I think this is where the colour green comes from. Like, they capture it here and they send it out to the rest of the world. That little spot over there on my hard left looks like a good spot to cook a croc.
How are you cooking the croc tonight?
I'm going to use a heat source and some skill.
So not a crock pot?
Oh, God.
You walked straight into that one.
Pretty good, actually. Crock pot.
Love this.
Pulled up to camp, absolutely sunning. Sun's just gone down over here behind one of these hills. River. Ordinarily, I'd be cracking a brewski and getting set up. The recon here takes me literally, in fairness, like 8 seconds. The time it takes me to walk from the driver's seat around here and push a button. So I'm not going to get the van set up just yet. And the reason being is that I want to cut up those croc ribs. We've got a whole rib cage from a crocodile. I want to cut them up into individual ribs and then I want to marinate them for at least an hour. I'd love to have done it overnight. We don't have the luxury of that today. So I'm just going to get stuck in, make a quick marinade, cut those ribs up, then pop them back in the fridge. Then I'm going to crack a beer. Then I'm going to get set up. Now we're going traditional. Ginger, soy, garlic. Controversial. I love coriander. I could eat coriander and do eat it directly from the garden, just like a cow in a pasture. I just put raw crock in my mouth, that's fine. I eat coriander as if it was Byron Bay 1969. And then just a little bit of soy. Righto, let's introduce the ribs to the marinade. We've had about a week now to settle into the new vans and camping setups, which are going to get a real workout over the many months of off-grid travel ahead. So far though, they're proving to be an absolute joy to live out of. After a couple of hours of marinating, it's time to get the ribs on the barbie. Going to give you a quick tip on cooking crocodile ribs, just in case you ever pick them up. These are not my tips. I've never cooked crocodile ribs, but Adam, who's eaten more crocodile than most crocodiles have eaten crocodile, that's a fact, told me the way to do these is low and super slow and turn them heaps and just let them go for a long period of time, as opposed to going hot and hard. Down with the lid. While the ribs are on the go, I'm throwing together a simple stir fry on the Recon Kitchen. Induction, what do I think of it? I don't want to like it, but yet I do. It is so usable. There's quite a bit of wind coming in from the side tonight. It's actually blowing the barbecue around a little bit, but this just maintains its temperature. It doesn't matter what you do with the wind, the elements, doesn't matter what's happening. The induction just works. How much is it used? Well, I've had this going on now for quite some time with all the lights. Plus, I ran my aircon for a little bit today too while we're having lunch, just because it was nice in there while I ate my lunch. I've currently used 9% of my battery. Virtually nothing, hasn't even touched it. So yeah, it's the future without a shadow of a doubt. I want to feel more manly and say, I'd rather cook on the fire. I mean, I guess I would, but this is just it's so user-friendly. You push that and it just makes heat and away you go. And tomorrow it charges itself. All right, these bad boys are just about done. Let's go and check on the old Crocodilius. I'm not gonna pretend I know a lot about cooking crocodile, but the smells emanating from out of here, just superb. The bone in the middle of in the rib, it's not like any other bone I've seen. It's like a mix between a chicken bone and a fish bone. It's kind of gone translucenty white and separated from the meat. That tells me this is cooked. Let's plate it up. That's not bad.
That's interesting. That's actually pretty damn good.
I'd eat croc on a regular basis if I could get it. Tomorrow, let's head back to the coast because there's an area I want to show you guys, and I feel it's my duty to introduce you to Big Sandy.
Big Sandy.
Big Sandy. Who's driving tomorrow? Who's on driving duties?
Oh, it's me. I'm behind the wheel.
You're on
Who should be driving?
No. There's no shouldas or wouldas. We're going to tackle Big Sandy tomorrow. Bring your A game.
Oh, no.
Eat your croc. Get your croc into you because you're going to need all those teeth. Well, that is good. Looking at the views out of camp this morning, it's surprising that this place isn't on more people's radar. But after you see where we're headed next, I reckon you might be adding it to that ever-growing wish list. The four-wheel drive tracks we've got lined up today are going to be the first big off-road test for the BT50 and, of course, for my new tow rig, and a chance to see how it handles the tracks compared to the Y62. I'm still not sure on my feelings about the 79, but the vans, they are a different story.
Hard for me to hide the smile on my face when it comes to the old Recon here. I am frothing on it. Bianca and Jordan have been using the Fusion down here, which is one of the other models in the lifestyle range. They've got quite a few different models. The Fusion is just as off-grid ready as the Recon. Here's a good tip for you, or a metric that I use when I'm dealing with or looking at any caravan, camper, trailer, whatever type of manufacturer it is. Look at their 12-volt system and use this ratio, because it will tell you if they really do know what they're talking about when they say their vans are off-grid ready. Look at the amount of lithium you've got, and then look how much solar they give you. The solar in watts has to be double the amount of lithium in the van. This one, 300 amps of lithium, heaps, 700 watts of solar, over double. They know exactly what they're talking about when they say they are off-grid ready. Have a go at the storage area in this thing here. We're only week one. We will fill this up with fishing gear, with crab pots, with yabby nets, the whole lot. But for now, and I mean, look, when I say storage, they use every available little spot they possibly can. One of the big standout features of any lifestyle camper is, and they pioneered this, these guys, is their kitchens. It just makes life on the road so darn livable. Look at that. And again, storage for days. Look at all this, you know. We're struggling to fill it up. Although I must say, I'm starting to get there with the amount of knickknacks I've brought with me. I'm not going to go inside because that's a bit rude. Poke your head in there. Have a look what they've got in there. Very, very livable. And then back here, just like on mine, of course, barbecue down here on a slide. The Cruise Master ATX suspension. The only problem is that once you've used it, you ain't going back to normal. That is the bee's knees. Of course, DO35 hitches, they really are just built to go off grid and stay there for as long as you need to. And that's what we're doing this year.
Ooh, it's a big day. I might have committed myself to something, and I don't know what that something is. I'm a little nervous.
B doesn't do a lot of the off-road driving for us normally, but been told there's something a little bit challenging that that B stuck her hand up for, and in something like the BT, I think she's going to be absolutely fine.
If there's one place the Rockhampton region is known for, it's the run out to 5 Rocks in the Byfield National Park. Making it to the coast means tackling some big old sand climbs, so we're parking up the vans while we take the Forbies for a bit of a run. There's a few bucket list items that need to be ticked on the way north, and this is one of them in my humble opinion, Byfield. It's a really, really popular camping, four-wheel driving beach destination, CQ. And today, we're going to suck the literal guts out of it.
Go on.
Well, there's a couple of challenges we're going to introduce you to today, but more than that, this entire region is just stunningly beautiful. It really is magic. In the weekend area and holiday periods, it can get quite crowded, but I mean, we're here midweek this week, so hopefully we'll have most of it to ourselves. But yeah, it's one of those spots that when you've been in, you'll understand why everyone raves about it. The gravel roads soon give way to a tight track that marks the start of the four-wheel drive only access to the coast. And it's not long till we hit our first big challenge. This climb is affectionately known as Big Sandy, and it's a doozy, marked by soft sand and deep ruts on a climb that just seems to keep on going and going. Last time I attempted this was about 10 years ago. Oh, jeepers. Now, the thing with Big Sandy is it's not that steep, but as you can see here, these wombat holes are ridiculous. So it gets a bit interesting. Try third. He's punched third. Up we go. Big Sandy. Woohoo! You can't get any speed up, and the sand is quite soft, so it really does come down to tyre pressures, because you've just got to be able to articulate your way through, or at least when I say articulate, I'm in a 79. I can't do that. At least stay on top of the sand to the best of your ability.
Hate to say it, but this is my first extremely soft sand rodeo. And you know what? I will not look like a clown on Sandy. Let's do it.
The guys are running a setup that's pretty common in modern dual cabs, with 31-inch tyres and a moderate 2-inch lift. But it turns out the BT is a bit of a weapon, and Big Sandy's not going to stop it.
Baby, come on, baby! Yes!
With the BT locked into low range second, traction control turned off, and a lower tyre pressure, Bianca is sailing up the climb.
Woo! Thin thoughts, baby!
And we're at the top.
Woo!
BT made that look easy. It's super soft.
G'day, mate.
She's big and she's sandy.
You.
How'd you go?
We got there. There was lessons. They were learnt.
What do you reckon the key was?
Giving it some guts, but
Yeah.
going even.
All good for you? Nerves of steel.
I don't need a bee anymore.
Right to the beach. Follow me.
Once you conquer Big Sandy, it's all downhill to the coast. And our first stop is one incredible bit of real estate.
There you go. You made it. Welcome to 9 Mile Beach.
Thank you. That was quite the track in, perhaps, but this is well worth it for this
Oh
view.
my god.
We've got a fair bit of beach to choose from here.
We might be privileged in Australia to have more four-wheel drive beach access than anywhere on the planet. But 9 Mile is something special, and at low tide it offers a huge open run with nothing but the soldier crabs for company.
You know, in the realm of four-wheel drive based activities, I will never get sick of big, long, fast beach runs. For me, it's the ultimate use of a four-wheel drive because there's no way you can get a two-wheel drive car down here. Then when you get to the beach, you can just let her loose. Just go for it. Go for a big, long run. Stretch her legs and let her be. It's just such a good feeling. I guess it's what I grew up doing as well. You know, that's my first use of a four-wheel drive when I was, that big. Going beach fishing with the old man and we'd get on the beach and dad it, It was an old short wheel base patrol, 2.8 litre. Heck of a thing. He'd let it go. Let it loose on the beach. We'd probably only be doing 30k an hour, but to a young bloke like me, holy, felt like we were flying down the beach. And even now, to this day, doesn't get old. I still get a smile on my face. I just love driving on beaches. Love it to pieces.
While we're just here for a day trip, it's possible to camp at 9 Mile Beach with a few select sites on the northern end of the beach. Tonight, of course, we'll be heading back to the vans, but what a spot to be able to go wheeling for the day.
Well, if you folks have been watching Off Grid long enough now, you'll know that one of my favourite foods of all time is a toasted sandwich. I love them. The best toasted sandwich you can make is in a jaffle over an open fire. That's not practical all the time. So what I've actually done, don't judge me, I've gone out and bought myself a sandwich press. The reason being, with the new EnerDrive system I've got in the back of the 79, I can literally make a toasted sandwich for lunch anywhere we go. I guess people think, when you've got a massive 12-volt system in your caravan, why would you put a big 12-volt system in your car? Well, I like to leave the vans every now and again and go places, whether it be for a day, like today, for example, or overnight. And having that system in the back means that you can do virtually anything that you can do with the van, but out of your four-wheel drive. One of the big things I take seriously is being able to top that battery back up again. Now, with the EnerDrive system, it's got a 100-amp inverter charger and a 40-amp DC or solar. So whilst I'm driving right now, I am flooding that battery with power and amps back in. The sandwich press does absolutely nothing to taking amps out. I can put them back in so damned easily. The other great thing about the system, it's virtually plug and play. It comes as a made unit. You just attach some wires, attach your auxiliaries to it, you are good to go. Of course, you need to attach a battery to it, and the whole thing is assembled, made, sold, the lot out of their Brisbane HQ. So it is 100% an Aussie product, and I think that is as good as a toasted sandwich.
As cool as this beach run is, there's another spot up the coast that this area is most famous for. But to get there, we're going to have to give the rigs their first real christening. And it's one that you just can't come back from.
Don't worry, it's just a Toyota. It's not a Nissan. You don't need to worry about it.
It is a tight fit for the young BT50 coming through here. Very lucky. We've got Graham's landcruiser somewhat clearing a path for us, but we are not getting through here unscathed, that's for sure.
There you go. The rocks from which the beach gets its name. All 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rocks.
Wowee. Look at that.
Whether it's for camping, fishing, or just a day trip, the Byfield area is absolutely worth the effort to get to. And 5 rocks makes for a pretty specky backdrop for the new rigs.
You can really see the individual 5 rocks from up here, but that's not the important part. I'm halfway up the sand dune to get out here. It's 1 track in, 1 track out. Coming in, you slide down. Coming out, it's soft up the top and whoop-de-doos down the bottom. You know what that means? You can't get any momentum when you need it most to tackle the soft stuff. Wanted to see how the BT would do, so I've jumped out and I'm sending him up first. Righto, have a go.
Let's do this.
Once you're through those whoop-de-doos, I strongly advise you get on it. Right about now, with all the gusto you've got.
Alrighty, step back.
That's it. Feel the pin. Yeah, well done.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. Second gear, pinned it, sailed straight up. Let's see if this amazing Land Cruiser can get up here in one go. Because theoretically, it should.
Surely he's got this.
Let's get up through these little ruddy sections first. Oh, they're nasty, boys. Oh, there goes my radio. Ooh.
Too easy, mate. Look at that.
Damn it! What? Look how soft this sand is. And that boy just absolutely flew through it.
Well, okay, did that easy. I mean, really easy. Y62 would have done it way easier, though. BT50 did it easier.
The Byfield region gives you a real taste for the kind of remote four-wheel driving that the northern half of Queensland is so famous for. But we are about to dial it up a notch.
Belter of a day. Awesome four-wheel driving, cool beaches, a lot of lessons.
Check it out.
Yep.
It's beautiful.
So far, we've seen big crocs and big climbs, but I want to find something big that I can catch myself. And for that, we're heading to another hidden gem that most adventurers blast right on by on their way north.
Righto, heading north into a place called Stanage Bay now. Admittedly, never been through here before. Got the contacts and the location secrets from a couple of mates that said you have to call in and check out Stanage. It is an off-grid paradise. So look, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't exactly know what we're going to get ourselves into up here, but I'm hoping it'll open our eyes. Keep an eye on this weather. I just got a feeling in me water. We might get a little bit wet, but not going to deter us at all. In fact, I'm going to go so far as to say, I'm going to invite it. Bring it on. I wouldn't mind a rainy night.
Easy to say in that van, eh?
Well, I guess, yeah, I'm not living out of a swag. But no, whatever the weather will bring, I don't care. Let's go and check out Stanage, as the locals call it. They don't say that at all, but I'm going to call it Stanage.
Stanage might be only 100 clicks off the main highway, but don't let that fool you. This place feels properly remote, with huge stretches of coast to explore and less than 80 people living in the entire region.
Spent about a week or so in Arnhem Land last year, was very lucky to do so. There's wetlands through here, with the hills on the outside. My goodness, if a buffalo jumped up and ran at me from out there, I would swear it looked like Arnhem Land. It also reminds me, just north of Laura, heading out towards Cape Flattery, big wetland up that way. So really, up here we've got ourselves a little taste to the top end, on a budget.
After a fair old dirt drive, we arrive at our home for the next few days, and we are all pretty keen to find a spot to camp. And sure enough, we found a perler of a spot.
Well, this is the kind of campsite that these campers were built for, folks. Follow me in here. We've got a little squirrely one we're going to try and get into.
You feeling confident about this?
I'm confident we'll get in there,
Don't know how we're going to get out.
Challenge accepted, I reckon.
Yeah, this is one tight little campsite. But the views out the side and the location, as they say, location, location, location. Suddenly the 79 is a whole lot bigger than I thought it was. And now it's a hard left-hand turn. And hope like heck I've got the turning circle to make it around. Don't look at the beach yet, Graham. Now look, I've seen more than my fair share of specky campsites, but come on. How good is this?
Woohoo!
Have a go.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Holy heck. Van's just squeezed in. Through we go. To our own private beach. That is pretty bloody spectacular.
You did it, mate. Another
So-
one.
Have a 180.
Get off, get off, yeah.
That's pretty darn special. If you ever needed a reminder of just how lucky we are in Australia when it comes to four-wheel driving destinations, this is just such a place. We really are in the lucky country, and I, for one, can't wait to get set up for the night. When I drove in, parked up, it's kind of just roughly went where I wanted to be. I didn't look how the van is, and if you ever look at the van right now, it's like that. It's completely, well, you know what I was going to say next, but this is a PG show. It is not even remotely flat, but that doesn't matter because this bad boy levels itself. 2 easy steps. All I need to do is just push a button and it literally tells me to stand back. It says stand back, vehicle 5-4, 3, 2, 1. Have a go at that. Perfectly level van, and I did nothing except park it. Anyone, even I, can do that. Now, the final step is a tricky one. You need to get that finger. You can use your thumb. I prefer to use that finger. You push that button, and the roof goes up. Whilst that's doing that, you grab a beer. Unfreaking believable. Stanage Bay, never been here before. I'm only here because of the word of a local. Said, come in and check this out. This campsite right here, it's just nestled in as a little tiny cove. You can just fit the vans in. Massive wide bay, protected on either side. We're the only ones here. Absolutely bloody stunning. Central Queensland. Everyone zooms past, doesn't stop in. And tomorrow, I've got a mission that if I can pull this off, it has been a dream of mine forever. And I know who is going to be super jealous, and that's my good mate Shauno. I'm not going to give anything away right now, but I'm going to hopefully come back tomorrow with Queensland's finest. And no, I do not mean Forex. We'll see how we go. For now, Bianca's cooking. I'm going to go and sit back by the fire and enjoy what I hope to be a cracking sunset. As stunning as the camping might be in this neck of the woods, there's something else that makes Stanage so special, and that's the fishing and crabbing you can do off the coast. Today, I've managed to line up a boat to go out in search of a top-end delicacy, the mighty mud crab. We're going to be heading out from the local boat ramp at high tide, and that leaves a bit of time to chill this morning, and I'm making the most of it.
It's a secret to camp kitchening. Use everything.
A little behind the scenes for you. Just going to grab me scooter out of the back of here. A scooter? Yeah, that's right. I've got a scooter. What do I use this bad boy for? Well, to be honest with you, you can use it for just about anything. We are staying in a little community-run campsite here, and basically the way you pay for this is just to give a donation up at the local store. So rather than packing up everything and towing it out, jump on the old scooter here. It's got a 40k range. That'll last me the entire trip.
pay my camp fees, and not only that, unrestricted out here, 45 k's an hour. On the street, 25 k's an hour restricted. I can charge it off the van or the 79. They're just so easy to use. Proper disc brakes, it's got hydraulic shocks up the front, and it packs away, as you saw, to absolutely nothing. I can store it in there or I can store it in the van. I never thought I would say it, but having an electric scooter out here in camp, it just makes sense.
The vans are staying parked up today as we explore around Stanage, and I'm about to catch up with a local fisho that Shauno put me onto. A bloke who goes by the nickname of the Pirate of Stanage Bay. And trust me, when you meet him, you'll know why.
Well, it's not every day you get to meet a real life pirate. Today's my day.
Looking at this rugged bit of coast, it's hard to picture where a mud crab would hide. But behind these islands are hidden some big sections of mangrove where apparently you can find some of the finest mud crabs you'll see anywhere.
Rightio, here we go. Mighty mud crab mission. Holy heck. We're going in hot and heavy. Mud crabs, here we come.
All right.
This legend right here is Jay, a retired commercial fisho and Stanage Bay local. A serious accident a few years back left Jay a little short in the leg department, but that hasn't stopped him from getting out on the water. And of course, it's earned him a fitting nickname.
Yeah, straight into that storm. Oh, look at that.
We might be in search of tidal mangroves, but first we've got to get around these islands. And Jay soon has us out through a difficult rock bar and into open ocean.
Well, right now we're trying to find a creek. You might not look it though.
There's a secret spot here somewhere.
She's a bit nautical.
Now, I know most of us blokes like to think we know how to pilot a tinny, but let me tell you, Jay is an absolute pro.
This is sick!
Yesterday, Jay dropped a bunch of crab pots deep in the tree line. Now, we've just got to try and find them.
You do much pulling on your knees, Graham?
Little bit.
You can come back on the deck if you want, mate.
I quite like it like this.
Righto, if you're happy there, that's perfect.
Come on in here, big bugger.
Oh. There you go. Oh, there is a crab.
There's a good crab. Look at that.
Is he a buck? Yep.
Well, first pot, $2. Yoo-hoo!
Can't complain about that.
I just don't know how he manages it, but Jay seems to remember where all his pots are just by muscle memory. No GPS. And we spend the next few hours punting through the trees and collecting a feed of the biggest damn mud crabs I have ever seen.
Oh, another two and a Jenny. Well done, man.
You. This is the sort of thing people dream of, and I'm doing it. Look at the size of that thing. That's not a crab, that's a dinosaur. Stoked.
Now look, a lot of people would see the size of these crabs and assume they'll make good eating, but Jay is pretty picky when it comes to finding a feed.
You see by the colour of him, and here, look at that.
Full or
see
not?
that stuff? Nah, mate, you can see that press.
Oh,
see me press that there?
Yeah.
Okay, this is definitely like, we call them water bags because there's nothing in them, you know. You won't even get a sandwich out of them. Just let them go. Slowly release them.
And what's the knowledge base of the common bloke coming up here? Would they keep that?
A lot of people would because it's a big crab, right?
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. But there is, some people like crabs. You know, you're going to tempura them or do some other sort of stuff.
It doesn't take long before we bagged a catch of good-sized muddies to take back to the crew. And it turns out having less toes here is a bit of an advantage.
Right. That's actually perfect for us. I'll get you to put your foot on that way.
Oh,
See what I'm talking about?
What?
Yeah. You want to, that's it. 1 foot. And heel to the ground. That's it. Can you work them toes? Or what?
Yeah, I'm trying. No.
I better tie one up, eh? Here we go.
How about we tie this one up?
No, you're right there. He's only a little baby.
I think you've got to have specialised toes for this. I don't have the same.
Yeah, I lost my championship toe, I tell you. Can't deny a man a drink, so why would you crab? Give me a last little dip and flip.
Well, I don't know what the kids are up to. But I tell you what, if they're having half as much fun as me, you're having a good day. Look at that. Expert. Can tie a crab, can steer a boat.
Bianca and George might have missed out on a berth on board with me and Jay, but they're making the most of the morning. And Stanage has some pretty specky spots to check out onshore.
Nice.
Let's check this out.
Check this out.
Now, if you're filling in an off-grid bingo card, it seems like now that you've got to include a bat cave. And the guys, yep, they've ticked that one off.
That's a real scream. You gotta practice your screams sometimes, guys. I'm not afraid at all. I'm just jumping. Next week on Off Grid, Bianca has rabies. Don't you love it when your fiance takes you on a romantic stroll to a micro bat cave?
I thought you'd like it.
All right, mate. Let us know in the comments below. What's the least romantic place you've ever been taken? Actually, you know what? Let him know in the comments below.
After an eventful morning both on and off the water, it's time to get the crew back together, and we've got a catch on board that's going to make everyone happy.
Well, I tell you what, this will be a day I will never freaking forget. Pirate by name, pirate by nature. Today has been off tap.
You can always trust a country local to go out of their way to welcome you. Jay and his partner Petra have invited us back to their place for a feed. And Jay's shed, well, it is a sight to make any bloke jealous.
This place is insanity. This is sick. If a tackle shop exploded and then crossed itself with memorabilia from a bygone age, this is the place. Have a go at this. There's half a boat up there. There's that many fishing reels and line lures, mud crab pots. It doesn't matter if you're man, woman or undefined. This shed will get you excited. I'll just keep looking up. I'm going to get a sore neck.
You'll be looking for days.
It's sick. Super cool.
There's nothing quite like the taste of a fresh catch. And these big boys are as fresh as you're ever going to get. I can't wait.
God, that's way heavier than I thought.
So he's probably at 1.5 kilos.
Yeah.
Have a look at the size of the claws on that thing. Like, that is ridiculous. Oh, hang on, he's got me. Look at that. That is freaking phenomenal.
After putting them to sleep in the freezer and a quick dispatch and clean, the crabs are going straight into the pot to boil.
You can see why they use pots this big up here in order to boil them. And in they go. They're dead. Can't feel a thing, obviously. Straight in. Una. Lid on, maestro. Woohoo! Bad day to be a mud crab.
And you got to wait for it to boil again.
Yep.
Then we go 13 minutes, so just keep an eye on it. Once it starts to fully boil,
13.
time it from there.
The principle is pretty simple here, keeping the water at a rolling boil and adding plenty of salt. Meanwhile, we're getting an ice bucket ready, and Jay's trick is to heavily salt that too, which helps reduce the temperature of the water even lower than zero.
You ready, spaghetti?
Yep.
Go.
Holy! Straight in. Pull down, my little friend. Plunge them in there to stop them cooking. We'll give them another 10 to 15. I'm not pretending to be any sort of expert here. Jay's teaching me as we go. He's the expert. 10 to 15 in there, 13 in there. About half an hour and you got yourself cooked mud crabs. How we get into the meat, very keen to see what the secret is there. Because those claws, they're going to take some beating.
That's the one you want.
Stanage Bay's best. Queensland lollipops, mud crabs, dirty big boys I like to call them. Hold me back.
Wildly.
Oh, settle down.
There you go.
Oh,
If you want to indulge.
Make it like you haven't done it before.
That looks great.
Look at that.
Well, that right there is the definition of a Queensland lollipop. And I'm about to do what most Queenslanders were born to do. I'm not a Queenslander, but oh my God. I don't get to eat mud crab that often, and when I do, it's no holes barred. What a day. I think we should head to camp once I've finished this mud crab.
Jay and Petra have absolutely made our day and have even given us some leftovers to take back to camp. If you're ever in town, make sure you look them up, and if you need a place to stay, they run a fishing lodge you can rent while you're here. Central Queensland has proved that it's entirely worthy of a place right up on any off-grid bucket list. And for now, all that's left for us is to head to camp and soak it all in.
Can you squeeze through there?
Yeah.
Yes! Got it!
No! They make me jiggle!
Oh, you got some on your leg.
Well, Central Queensland done and dusted. And I've got a newfound appreciation for this stretch of Queensland where most people just go north to what they consider to be greener pastures, when somewhere like Stanage could be Cape York in its own right. Little cut down version of Cape York in its own right. Now folks, let's have a cheers, because chin chin, cheers, cheers. This is where we start the remote section of the trip.
All right.
Bring it on.
Your first two off-grids,
Yep.
enjoyed it?
Oh yeah.
More to come.
More to come.
Last one, you. See you next time.